I assume that you know the topic, right?
Yes.
Part two.
Yes.
Okay, good. So yesterday I brought few examples how the kids wants to help us and we by ourselves, we pushing them away because we want to do it by ourselves because it's faster, it's cleaner, and I don't have to repeat after them over and over again. So now, if we're going to be able to let our kids, if we make it possible for them to help us, they're gonna catch that to help, it feels good. And they're gonna feel important and they belong to the family. They're part of the family. When you don't need their help, they feel left out. Did it happen to you once, especially those who have a little bit older kids? You decided to take a trip somewhere and you left the older kids home with the younger ones. Abba and Ima, let's say, had to fly somewhere for a wedding. Did you think who will cook, who will take care of the house? And you, to your surprise, they did a very good job. The older sister, she took care of the kitchen. The boys, they took the brothers and they made homework with them, and they gave them showers and so on. Everything went very well. What happened? Did the kids tell you, no, we don't want to help? They helped. Why did they do it? Because you left them a place to a true help. It's coming from them. You gave them the opportunity to help out of their own will and not only to follow orders. As your kids once did for you a surprise, maybe a surprise party or surprise birthday. It did happen once.
Yes.
Why did they do it? Why?
I don't know. I trained my children from very early age to be responsible for the to be responsible for everything. Because my parents coming from the shtetl, when I was 13, my father went to Israel and left his business with me. 13, it was a different mindset. They dumped a lot of responsibilities. So
okay, but that's a responsibility that you had to do it, right?
Yeah, right.
But did it happen that you came to your father and say, you can go to vacation, I can take care of the business?
No, I didn't want to.
No. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So when the kids making a surprise party to the parents, Why are they doing it with so much enthusiasm? Keep it as a secret. Don't say anything. Wow.
It's
Why?
exciting. It's an opportunity for them to be the mensches of a house. It's an opportunity.
This opportunity for them to give without getting any instructions.
Yes.
That's why they're so excited.
Right.
Finally, we have the ability to do something on our own without following instructions.
Yeah, and please our
I'm
parents.
so happy with this. What?
Yeah.
Meaning, I am initiating not them. We initiating it. It's a big difference. So now, I want to say one thing. It doesn't mean that we don't have to ask our kids to help at home and wait for their mercy. I'm not saying it. I'm not. Responsibilities, as you said, yes, you have to teach them responsibilities. And sometimes Ima needs help and she needs help. But we have to pay attention that the kids will help you from a good will. Let them help you without saying specifics. Example, you're saying to your kids, I'm so tired. I really want to go out tonight with Abba. But I don't know if I can find now somebody to watch you. Did she open up a door for one of the older kids to say, what's the big deal? We will watch.
Yeah.
Did she open the door?
Yeah, she did.
She could have said, okay, tonight Abba and me, we're going out. Hanale, tonight you have to watch the kids. How does it sound?
More of a demand than an option for the kids to volunteer themselves.
It sounds like, the psak is a psak. You're gonna watch tonight, we're leaving. Zeu. You have to be a little bit, tell the kids. Let them participate. And, Ima wants to go out very much tonight with Abba. But we cannot find a babysitter. But we can tell them, you have to watch tonight. Okay?
Rob, also, excuse me, it's a good idea to let them be creative and come up with ideas for things. Sometimes together, sometimes in, what they're going to make for dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Meaning not to come all the time and do this, do that, do this.
You have to make it lively for them,
Yes.
creative.
Mhm.
So don't forget, a child like to be imitator. And usually they like to imitate us. I saw many times, Ima have to go somewhere, the child is running and he gives his Ima the keys to the car. Ima, here are the keys. That's very nice. He will try to sweep the floor. Sweep the floor. Ima came from shopping. The child, 5 years old, said, Ima, let me carry a bag also. Don't say it's too heavy. Let him do it. Ooh. Yeah. That's okay, it's fine. He will fight with you. He wants to help. But he's not doing it yet from a noble place or the willingness to help the other one. He does it because he wants to feel already a grown-up. He wants to feel already, I'm not a child. I can pick up the bags like my mother. Meaning he wants to imitate you. He's not here to help you. He wants to imitate you. For us, it's a very good opportunity, right? To let him do it. Let him have the satisfaction of giving. So the child always will connect. Giving is enjoyment. Giving is a satisfaction. This is what his mind will tell him all the time. So this kind of a child, when he will grow up, what do you think he will do?
He'll be a giver.
Chesed.
And you see it from time to time in the yeshivot. You see a Bachur helping all the friends. Even go to serve them lunch. The pitcher is already empty from the drink. He picks up the there, he goes to the kitchen again, and he comes back, he says, here, Rabotai. And he feels good about himself. We watch all this. We watch it. Why? We know already what the type of a husband he will be, what type of a friend he will be. He will always be the first one to help because he wants to help. He wants to grow, he wants. And he feels accomplished. Other people will feel, we have a fryer here, let them go to the kitchen and bring us a drink. You sit down. And you can hear a friend saying to his friend, we don't have a drink. I think I'll go to the kitchen and say, sit down. Soon he's going. Meaning, he says, we have a fryer here, he will go by himself. But we, looking at the one that he called a loser, we have a big respect toward him because he will be a big man one day. So to the parents, I will say, if you want to invest on your patient. Be patient. The kids are not going to clean like you, and they cannot do things that you know how to do it. Okay? Let them do it, and then you have to do it after them again and again. It takes time, and don't ruin it. let them do it. Why? Because you're only gonna gain. You have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. So now, let me tell you. All of you have the abilities and the possibilities to reach a situation that all the siblings, they're gonna feel, they're going to show that they have feelings, they're sensitive, and they will be volunteer to help by themselves. I know I'm gonna sound again like Alice in Wonderland. I know that. But again, I'm telling you it's possible. And we all capable. You can create a reality that your child will say, I'm going to do homework with my friend. I'll be back in 2 hours. Ima, on the way back, do you want me to buy something? What a nice thing, right? He's asking Ima, anyway, I'm going out. Do you need something that I should buy when I'm coming back? Very nice. We have the ability to create a family that the atmosphere is giving. I know to most of you it sounds like unrealistic, yes, because this is not what we see every day. Every day we see totally opposite things. So I'll tell you, it's doable, and it's doable, and it's doable. It takes years to build it. It takes patience to build it, but then the house will be something to watch.
And Harab, in the end, it pays off big time when they grow up, big time. Because then you have children that call you, what do you need? What can I do for you?
Big time, and you don't know how, and the children feel so good, they feel good. So now, let's learn how to do it. Okay? Now we're getting into the details. How are we going to do it? We want a family that everybody will be a volunteer. They're going to sense Ima. Imagine a sister saying to a sister, I think that mommy needs help. Come, let's go help mommy. Mommy, we came to help you. Can you sit down, please? Can we take over, please? You did enough. Now it's our turn. Ima, please, sit down. Ima, sit. Mommy, sit down. How are you going to feel?
Amazing. Sounds like a dream though, Rob.
Okay.
How's a wonderland, like Rob said?
It's possible, it's doable, but we have to work on it. Okay, so let's start to work. First of all, number one, you have to talk to the child with respect. and to have consideration for the child. And soon I'll explain what I mean. We all understand that to ask something from someone, it has to be, with respect, not like in the army. And to have the abilities or the readiness to hear, I refuse. Sometimes even we are encouraging refusal. How? You're asking a favor from your friend. What are you telling your friend? Can I ask you a favor? And if it's hard for you, you can tell me no, it's okay. Did you say it once?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, Rav.
You can tell me no, you can tell me no, it's fine. I will understand it. Feel comfortable to say no to me. When we asking help from somebody else, which is not from our household, we're very sensitive and very considerate. You're not going to ask help from a friend that is very busy, or from a neighbor that gave birth a few days ago. Are you going to ask any favor from her?
No.
More than that, I'll tell you. If you're going to ask something from your friend, you want to ask, but you know that he will tell you no. Or he might refuse you. Are you going to ask him?
No. Most likely no.
Most likely no, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because we don't want to trip him. And we don't want to deal with the uncomfortable feeling when somebody refuses you. Now let's go to our kids. Are we considerate to our kids like we consider to the outside world?
No. We're more considerate to the outside world.
Are we thinking, can I ask help now for my child? Is it suitable now to ask him or her? Are we asking with pleasantness and with a smile? Let me give you an example. Jonathan is a shy boy and he's having a difficulty to socialize with the kids in his class. One day, a friend from the class saw that he is shy. He decided to take the initiative. And he's saying to Jonathan, can I come to your house today to play with you? Jonathan was mamash. He felt, oh, wow, my friend wants to play with me. Finally. He said, yes, of course, you can come, of course. The friend came and they got into the room and they talking and they're laughing, having such a good time. And they enjoying themselves. All of a sudden, Ima comes in. Jonathan, I need your help. I need to give a shower now to your brother. I need you there. Your friend can sit down over here and read a book while you're helping me in the shower. How Jonathan felt that moment? How was he feeling?
I think he felt bad for his friend.
He felt bad for himself. He said, finally, I have a friend. Finally, somebody wants to play with me. So now I have to leave it half an hour until I'll come back, right?
You're leaving him alone.
And I was waiting for this so such a long time. Finally, I have it. Why now you're asking me? Why? Do you understand what I'm saying?
So it has to be an appropriate time for the child as well.
Yes.
Can't be the time of his needs and wants and interrupt him from
When
that.
you want help from your child, look at him like a person, not a soldier. Is he have now the mindset or the ability to help you now?
No, it's not fair to do that to him or her.
Let's say your daughter have a test tomorrow, and she is, preparing herself for the big test. Or a child in the middle of a game that is excited and is jumping up and down. So why don't you take a second look and say, maybe I can do without his help now or her help. I see that they too occupied. So the child will feel, and Ima will tell them later on, I needed help, but I saw that you were preparing so much for the test. I didn't want to interrupt you. I know that the test is important for you. The child will feel, Ima respecting my needs. What a message to a child. Or to the boy. Ima said, I needed help so much, but I saw that you're so excited for the game. I didn't want to interrupt you. So, okay. Somehow I managed. The child feels, I'm a human being. They considering my feelings, my needs. If we have a relationship that we don't have respect for the child, we not even relate to him as a human being. So what happened? There is this connection will start over here and it will get more and more disconnected. And he will refuse to help. When you want to ask help from your kids, my advice to you, think, if I need this help from a stranger, how will I act? The same way I have to deal with my child. Why we cannot approach our kids like we approaching a stranger? That's one question that we have to deal with. Another one. Kids, they have, sensitive buttons. They can read you, very sophisticated, very. They hop chick-chack, things that even you don't say, they know already what's on your mind. A child feels if the parents trusting him or not. They know it. They know it. Even you say, did I say that I don't trust you? You don't have to say. He feels if you trust him, if you can count on him or not. And if yes, how much you trust him. A mother saying to a son, can you fix your room, please? It's a mess. Like he didn't hear her. He didn't do it. What do you think he must say to him? I know that you're not going to do it. I know it. You always neglecting my requests. You don't care. What message Ima gave to the child?
I don't believe in you. I know you won't do it.
I know it. So the child can ask, if you knew it, why did you ask me? Do you see where the child understands that Ima don't trust him?
So we're
Ima
setting,
do not believe in him.
She's also labeling him as a failure.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I'm on my way then. I'm on my way.
she's setting him up for failure before he even has a chance.
What?
She's setting him up for failure before he even has a chance. Like in her head, she already knows he's not going to do it.
Yes. Because she don't trust
Trust
him.
him.
Sit down and think how much you trust your kids. If the mother would believe that the child have a big heart and he wants to do it, so the chances were that he will fix the room. He's saying to himself, the child, anyway, mommy, don't trust me. Why should I do it? So as a rule, a child that feels trusted, he'll do for you everything. A child that feels that you don't trust him is not in a rush to change his image. Don't ask help from a child that you know in advance that he will refuse. If you know that he is going to refuse, why are you asking him? Why are we asking him? It's not fair. And it's not proper to ask help from somebody that you don't trust. If you don't trust a nurse, are you going to ask her to give you a shot? Yes or no?
Definitely not.
No.
And when they gave the COVID shots, we always had to make sure you go to the right person. Yeah.
It's the same thing with your child.
Mm.
You don't trust this child. Why are you asking him? So you have to believe in your child. You have to believe that they're good. Because the good is, it's like a treasure. And every person has a treasure somewhere. You just have to believe that the treasure is existing right over here. Because kids, they have ability to give, and you don't know even how much they can give. They'll surprise you. That's why the kids at home, they're not doing anything. In school, they are the best. Whatever you will ask them, they're going to do. I saw the question, I'll get to it. I remember we had in the yeshiva a child, 8 years old. And I told him, maybe you can help me. He says, yes, of course. Can you bring me hot water? Hot water? I'm sure at his home, he was not even close to the urn. Pitoom somebody believes in him. You're capable. I told him, don't feel it all the way. Make sure it's only 3/4. And I told him, I'm not allowed to drink the whole cup. So make sure it's because I didn't want him to spill it, right? So I blamed myself. I said, I cannot drink a full cup. Not that you're not capable. I'm the problem. Telling you the child, he came back with a hot water and they were hot. You should see his eyes. Glossy eyes. Sparkling. Why? Somebody in this world believe in me that I'm capable to give. He became the best one. And when I told the mother what a child you have, as a tzaddik chassid, you child, Baal chesed kaze, unbelievable. You said, what? My child? What are you talking about? I said, yes, yours. He's in the house, he doesn't do nothing. I said, why should he do? You labeled him already. You don't trust him, Bichlal. So why should he do for you?
אבל רבי, יש לי שאלה, רבנו.
כן.
איך אנחנו גורמים להם בכלל להתחיל לעזור לנו, אם הם לא רוצים? כל דבר זה לא, כל דבר לא עכשיו, אז כבר אני מעדיפה לעשות את זה לבד.
Okay? So now, she's saying how you stimulate a child to start to help you. Yeah? To give him encouragement to help you, because everything that she's asking a child to say, no. So now you know that the child, okay, gets orders all day long. Okay? So you have to hear what I have to say, repeat it, exercise it, register it, time after time after time. Kids are people too. They need respect also. Now, we have to express appreciation and encouragement. Do you like to work when somebody don't give you any encouragement and compliments?
No,
Huh?
no.
No.
If you recognize the effort if Ima recognized the effort of the child, and she said, you're such a tzaddik. Thank you very much. You helped mommy so much. It will give the child the koach, give him the strength to continue to help you. We as older people already, we're looking for compliments. How many times you said, the ladies over here, I feel I'm a maid. No, thank you. Just complaining. My husband also, my kids also. You're losing all the strength and the core even to give. And you don't want to give.
נכון?
Yes. So imagine a child. Imagine a child. How much he needs appreciation. Whoa. Doesn't make a difference from his nature. He was born with a willing to give. Or we made sure to bring him in to be helper for himself. We had to work on it. Okay. You should express the appreciation. And you have to give him a mark, a good mark. On the willingness. He is a child. He needs it very much. And encourage yourself, you're such a good boy. such a good girl. How did you do it? Kol hakavod to you. It was not easy. I know. So put in front of your eyes one thing. Every effort, you compliment the child. Can you count how many compliments you're saying to a child in one day?
Not enough, Rav.
And how much criticism?
Probably 80% criticism, 20% compliments.
How many comments?
A lot.
Sour faces?
A lot.
Screaming, shouting, and you're expecting the child to help? Even grown-ups will not be able to take it. We will not be able. I want to see you working for someone, they're commanding you, screaming at you, make you sour faces. No thank you, no compliments. And he said, I'm doing you a favor, Bechlal, by hiring you. That's what we're saying to our kids. You owe us. What do you think? A child don't have no feelings? Not only big things, they fix the table, they clean, they say, oh, small things, small. Here we go. Your daughter passed by the hallway. It was a towel on the floor. Usually kids, when they see towel on the floor, you know what they do?
They kick it.
They kick it to the side, yes. I didn't throw it. They kick it. So she passed it and she went back. She picked it up and she put it back in place. Ima was there, a smart Ima, and she's saying to her right away, with a smile on her face, she said, my dear child, I paid attention. Listen to my words. I paid attention. That's called paying attention. That even though you were in a hurry, in a rush, you took a few steps back and you put the towel back. I'm very much appreciating what you did. I appreciate your careness. No need a prize. I'll take you to pizza. Nothing. This is the best prize that you can give a child. You don't need even a long drasha. You can say even short line as follows. Let's say her name is Tamar. Tamar, thank you very much that you picked up a towel. Or you pass by and say, thank you. That's all. And you look in the eyes of the child and say, thank you. They understand. The sensors that they have, they understand everything. You know, when Hashem tested the shepherd of Am Israel, you think he tested them with big things?
Small things.
Small things. So even if your child doing small things, wow, you'll be all excited. That will give him the encouragement to do things for you. Ima asking the child, okay, please prepare the table for Shabbat. So the kids, they don't know exactly where to put the fork and where to put the knife and where is the spoon. So, okay. They did it. And then, Mommy, we finished. Here comes the inspector of a building department now. Ima looking. אני לא מאמינה. I don't believe my eyes. That's how you fix a table? Why the knife is there? Why the napkins are not in place? What's the matter with you? What? Ima, you're such a good cheerleader, I'm telling you. Psst. Every team will hire you. What are you doing? What are you doing, for crying out loud? Even though you know that is not the proper way to fix the table, you say, wow. Thank you. All of you, Baalei Chesed, Tzadikim. Later on, slowly, you by yourself, when the kids are not around, you fix it the way that you like. And that's it. So the mother that asking me, right, how you encourage a child to do things for you, to make them important. Every small thing to make an elephant. That will give him the incentive to continue doing. And then they will, from small things, of course, they're going to grow up to do big things for you. Now, accept any help that a child wants to help you. Here comes a child and says, Mommy, I'm going to fix the room. She said, I don't need you to fix the room now. I need help here. What did you do?
You killed the child, in a sense. You didn't even let him try. You discouraged him.
Meaning, you left the volunteer job that he wants to do, the chesed that he wants to do for himself, to fix his room. Now you follow my orders. I need you here. So now it became a job. You're obligated to help me over here. These kids will not help you. So let's take it to a different channel a little bit, okay? Here we go. your neighbor knocking on your door, and she said, I know that you need help. Maybe I can watch you, baby. Are you gonna tell her, I don't need help with the baby, I need somebody to wash my floors now? Are you gonna say it?
No.
Why not?
She wants to offer help, and that's how she wants to offer it.
So the child wants to offer help.
Okay, Rav, can I ask a question on that?
Okay.
What if their toys, which they don't want to clean, which they played with, and I know Rav discussed it yesterday, and they played, and now they want to volunteer, but the volunteer that you want them to do is to clean up their toys. And it's always like they'd rather do something else but what they have to do. How do you tackle that situation? So it's not a volunteer, it's just like diverting, going something else.
You make a deal with them before they're playing.
Even if you make it and one doesn't care about the toys and the other cares. Doesn't matter, just
It's gonna be a collective punishment.
okay.
Again, don't mix up things that goes to discipline
The voluntary.
or yes.
Okay.
We have to put things in perspective. What happened to us? We let them play without any conditions, yes?
Yeah.
And then we come in with demands, waiting for their mercy to clean their toys. You don't do that.
But what if Rav, it's an hour, they have an hour to play.
Yeah,
When they come from school, they have an hour to play. And they say, oh, I want to wash the floors. But you know that after they wash the floors, they're going to complain and say, but I was washing the floors, even though they voluntarily did it. But then they complain, I didn't have time to play. So how do you explain it to them? They want to volunteer, but you also don't want them to miss that time of play. You want them to have a concept. Is the question clear of?
yeah. So
Okay.
now, if he wants to volunteer and is starting to complain, yes,
Yes.
so that's not chesed. So you have to tell him, I appreciate very, very, very much your help, okay? But it will not leave you enough time to play. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
You throw the ball into his court.
Letting him
I
know.
appreciate your
Okay.
offer to help, and you compliment this child as much as you can. But you throw an idea, but it may take you time, and you may not gonna have enough time to play. Are you okay with that? This is a respectful approach.
Yes. Thank you.
The neighbor coming to help you, right?
Yes.
And you feel, very much sad. But, it might take time, and I hope it's not going to be on the account of your kids and your husband. It's a very respectful approach, and it shows that you care and you're sensitive. So the whole conversation will look totally different. So now, when we need help, we'll take everything that the child wants to help on his own. Why? Because help you receive. You don't take help. The problem is, okay, why the kids don't want to help us? Because we're taking their help. They're not giving us help. Now, let's say you have a child that she likes to take the brother to the backyard or to the park. This is what she likes to do. Voluntarily. She's coming and saying, Ima, do you want me to take Chaim to the park? I really want to take him. Don't say, I don't need you to go to the park now, and Chaim don't need, son, I need you inside over here. Somebody have to help me with the cookies that I have to do now. So what did you do now? You're forcing her to do things that she don't want to do. And something that she wants to do on her own, you don't let it happen. So what did we gain? מה הרווחנו?
Nothing.
כלום. If you let your child to help you in the places that he wants to help, so he will do it בשמחה. You know that you have one child who likes to fix the table. And okay, and she doesn't like to wash dishes. As a mother, what are you gonna do?
Let her set up the table. All right.
Your husband will tell you how she gonna get married like this. She have to learn how to wash dishes. You have to teach her. You know. So you say to yourself, it makes sense. And then from now on, I want you to try to change and wash the dishes. I say, Mommy, I don't like to wash dishes. Don't take the willingness and exchange it with force. It's a total loss. Let us start the compliments and then you say, you know, I need help in the kitchen. Who wants to help him? If your neighbor will come and will offer help, are you going to tell him, maybe you can help me on something else? Are you going to ask him to do something else for you?
No.
No, no, absolutely not. It's not nice.
So why your child is different?
Because we're demanding it from them. We're not looking at them as a voluntary.
No, you owe it to us.
Hmm.
The neighbor, she don't owe it to us.
So we're expecting it.
Yes. Yes.
So does that mean, Rav, not to have expectations of them doing it, just more like a voluntary, like Rav saying? Now, don't expect it from them.
I'll get to it.
Oh, okay.
Now I sound like that we have to wait for the mercy of our kids. Yes? I'm not saying it. I'm saying what? How to stimulate them, to encourage them to give on their own, that we don't have to ask them anymore. To develop the sensitivity that Ima needs help, my brother needs help, my friends in the yeshiva needs help.
So to be aware of other people's needs and how to help them voluntarily.
It's there, it's there, everything is there. He has a neshama from Hashem, it's there. We are the trainers. We have to train the child to give him the ability to exercise it. But we don't do it because we keep giving him orders, and so he feels he doesn't want to give. So we're doing a damage to the neshama of a child. We damage it. If you're asking help from the children of the neighbor, and they did it for you, how many times you're going to say thank you?
A lot.
How many names you're going to call them?
Many.
And it's sincere one. It's meant you're such a good boys. And the words that you're saying coming from the bottom of your heart, you appreciate it. They don't have to do it. Why? Why you so open and you sincere and you're saying it from the bottom of your heart? Why is it? Because you know that the children of the neighbors don't owe you nothing. We don't have any expectation from them. That's why the thank you coming from the bottom of the heart. Do we feel the same thing that our child doing something for us? No.
No,
Why?
because we feel they owe it to us.
Sometimes we say, to be polite, we say, thank you. But it's not from the bottom of your heart. Why? Because deep in our heart, we feel you owe us. Especially Ima. I carried you for 9 months. I gave birth to you, so much pain. I fed you, I didn't sleep nights. I have to say thank you to you. Such a chutzpah. That's the way we feel. So with this kind of feelings, magiali, meaning I deserve it, yeah, it's very, very difficult to say thank you and to compliment. You remember when we spoke about Shlom Bayit, how many times I said, when the husband finally decides to change a bulb or to do something in the house, are you saying to him, thank you? Or sarcastically you saying, oh, Baruch Hashem, the Mashiach on the way.
Sarcastically.
sarcastically. Finally, the Statue of Liberty decided to move his hand. So while you're on the ladder, do this, do that, no thank you, no shum davar. And if I will say to the lady, why don't you say thank you to your husband? So, ma thank you. I'm doing 98% of the job inside the house. Did somebody say thank you to me? She's right. She's right. But being right many times, it doesn't help you. It goes against you. You have to be smart. Of course, the kids owe us. They owe us everything, and whatever they'll do for us, never enough. Never. We know that. What the kid can pay me back. But at least we have to prepare him for life. It's not us on the line. We have to develop a skill to give. Tomorrow you're leaving the house tomorrow. You're getting married. Are you going to give to your wife, or you're going to squeeze her up to the last breath that she has? Or if it's a woman, a daughter of yours, are you going to teach her how to give, or is she going to come to marriage life and squeeze the husband until his tongue will stick out? We cannot afford it. We cannot do it. Us, we're not in the picture. We just training camp to prepare them. Abba and Ima are the coaches. Coach. Did you get it?
Yes, Rav.
Did you get it? Take
Yes, Rav.
ourselves out of the picture. How can I train my child? How can I give him a chinuch so his neshama will bright and he will be happy by giving other people? Because when you giving, people need you, they trust you, you're becoming a great person. You feel accomplished. You feel needed. So we have a job to do. And the job is not an easy one. And that's why you see many times kids like to help outside of the walls of our house. By the friend's house, by their house, they'll do everything. In our house, they'll do nothing. Even with food. In your house, he doesn't eat. When he goes outside, he eats everything. How can it be? Something in the atmosphere in the house is wrong, and we have to find out what's wrong. We have to register the fact that what? Help is like the Torah says, nedivut lev. You're large, you like to give. From your heart you give. Nobody asking you to give. That's what we have to teach our kids. is not obligation. Do it on your own. If you want to feel a pleasure and satisfaction of life. So we have to get used to this, and we have to exercise it. To thank the child for every small thing that he does. Even though from the truth, we don't have to say, no, thank you, because he owes us much more. Much, much more. But it's not going to help us. We're not here to see who is doing what and who is doing more, who is doing less. That's not on the agenda. The agenda is to teach the child. That's chinuch. That's called chinuch. So his neshama will grow. That's what we want. Okay? I think that's enough for tonight.
Thank you, Rav. Rav, are we going to continue learning about the rewards and things like that? How we
Yeah. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm not done.
Did Rav see the question on the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're rewarding, I'll tell you right off the bat. If you're rewarding for the specific, you're taking away the volunteer. It's becoming a grocery store. The best thing is to smile to the child, show him love, and say, thank you very much. I have such a child I have. That's all they need. You cannot exchange material with spiritual. You cannot with emotional. You cannot. Don't kill the spiritual. Leave it the way it is. We'll talk about it. I have a lot to say about this. Okay. Have a good night.
Thank you
I'll
so
see you
much.
tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Yirtzeh Hashem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Afternoon.
Thank you, Rav.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You were very nice today. No questions, no gloom.
Taking it all in.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Go and digest it now.
To make us think, Rabbi.
Yes.
Always.
Thank you, Rav. Good night,
Okay.
everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Rosh Chodesh Tov.
Rosh Chodesh Tov.
Good stuff.
Thank you.